The string quartet was playing Pachelbel's Canon, a sound I now associate with profound, empty triumph. My hand rested on my daughter Clara's back, guiding her through the receiving line. Every step was a performance. I was the rock, the proud father. But beneath the tuxedo, I was a live wire waiting for the right moment to spark. We were in a ballroom in Phoenix, a perfect, climate-controlled lie. Then I saw him, near the buffet, pretending to admire the ice sculpture, the variable. The man from the hidden photos, the one Eleanor swore was just a colleague. David Kellen. His presence here wasn't a mistake, it was an insult, a deliberate, silent planting of his flag on my most sacred day. I didn't move, I didn't breathe. I simply filed the data. Position, east wall. Current state, oblivious. My wife, Eleanor, stood inches away. She didn't know he was here. Not yet. He wore a dark blue suit, a suit I hadn't paid for. 6 months. That's how long I'd known. The infidelity itself was a physical wound, but the true damage was the deception, the casual dismissal of 3 decades of shared life. It was a cold, quiet realization one Sunday morning when I saw the name Dave in her unlocked calendar, booked for a weekend trip she swore was a business seminar. My shock wasn't a cry of pain, it was a silent, internal snap. You think you're smart? I thought. You think I'm blind? My investigation was methodical. The phone bills, every deleted text recovered by a third party, the hotel registration logs. I didn't hire a sloppy private eye. I used my own skill set, logistics, research, patience. I had every receipt, every time-stamped photo, every coded love note. Not to confront her, but to build a case, a fortress. I maintained a veneer of normalcy so flawless that Eleanor, in her arrogance, never saw the trap being woven around her. The cold exterior I presented to the world was simply the truth. The man who loved her had died. The man left behind was an executor. The final evidence arrived 3 weeks ago, the DNA test results I had quietly run on the younger son. Negative. Not mine. The deception was deeper than I ever imagined. The coldness inside me became absolute zero. I met Eleanor in the hallway an hour later. No witnesses. I didn't speak. I simply slid the folded paper across her palm. The results. Her hands started to shake, the parchment rattling against her engagement ring. Her eyes, usually so calculating, went vacant, then filled with a frantic, animal terror. How? She choked. I always check my work, Eleanor, I said. My voice was low, level, not angry, just final. Now, David Kellen stood at my daughter's wedding, a living monument to her lies. I pulled my phone from my pocket. My focus narrowed to the venue manager, Mark, hovering nervously by the entrance. Mark, I said, walking slightly away, my voice a quiet command. It's Mr. Thorne, father of the bride. Yes, sir. Is everything to your liking? No. There is a man by the carving station. David Kellen. He is not a guest. He is a dangerous stalker who has been harassing my wife. She was too scared to tell anyone until this morning. I need him removed, immediately, before he ruins my daughter's day. I don't care how public it is. Protect my family. I hung up. I watched the scene unfold from the shadows. Mark's eyes went wide. He whispered to the security detail. They moved in like predators. Kellen's confused smile died instantly. The moment the guards took his arms, he looked frantically for Eleanor. She saw him struggling, heard the gasp ripple through the guests. Then she saw me, standing alone. Her face wasn't shocked by his removal. It was shattered by my knowledge and my action. She knew I had engineered the public destruction of her lover, painting him as a dangerous criminal at her own daughter's wedding. The perfect, elegant chaos. I turned my back before the whispers became shouts. I hadn't sought revenge. I had sought clarity. I walked out, past the horrified faces, into the searing Phoenix heat. The truth had been exposed, not with a tearful confrontation, but with a cold, calculated power move. The marriage was over, the county would talk, and the narrative belonged to me. I inhaled the hot, dry air. I was finally free of the lie, and I hadn't even had to raise my voice.